Today we are going to be playing The Sims, and I have been playing The Sims so much. And don't worry if you guys missed this live stream, it'll be up on my YouTube channel as per usual. But for this particular live stream, I'm going to be streaming for 2 hours. So I'm going to put the timer on. 2 hours, and we are going to be building for those 2 hours because I have been trying to complete my save file for the longest time. I started, I think, late 2019, maybe 2021. I can't be sure. It was when I first got my MacBook Pro. And so I downloaded The Sims on my MacBook Pro, and I have been trying to complete my own save file since 2021. Now, if you guys don't know what a save file is, it is basically you know when you load into a game and it has all the townies and it has all these people, and all of these buildings. That is the default, right? But I want to switch out the default for my own save file so that I don't have to look at ugly townies anymore. And so that's what I've been doing since 2021. The issue comes with the fact that last year, 2024, I lost my save file. So now I have been trying to rebuild it. 4 years of work down the drain. Can you believe it? So now I'm trying to rebuild it, and to be honest, I kind of like it a little bit more. So for these next 2 hours, I'm going to be building and trying to create beautiful buildings that, honestly, The Sims 4 team kind of sucks at. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry. It's, it is what it is. So this is what Oasis Springs is looking like right now. This is going to be a rental. Now I know that there is a bug going on with, it's not a bug that was caused by For Rent, it's a bug in the base game, but For Rent is amplifying it, and basically if you have too many rentals, it can amplify it and corrupt your save file. So I'm thinking I'm just going to build the rentals but not save it as a residential rental. I'm just going to save it as residential. I'm going to create a sim to move into here. Hopefully that doesn't take too long, because the thing with residential rentals is that if you don't have somebody that owns the rental, it creates its own rental agreement, which I'm not particularly fond of. I think 7 days is like the default. If you play on short lifespan, 7 days is like the default for holidays, seasons, right? Every season lasts 7 days. I choose mine to last 28 days, so that is how long I have the rentals. That is how long I prefer the rental period to be. So I like to create my own rental agreements. And so that's why I'm creating a sim to move into here. The sim is going to live in this house. That is the landlord's house. I always like my sims to live in the properties. I only have one exception, and I think, if we have time, I'll show you guys. But let's create a sim. I kind of want this sim to be a rancher sim. I also want this dude to be just base game only. So I like how he's looking so far. I'm just going to go ahead and remove everything. I don't want to spend too much time on creating sims because that's just not what we're here for. That's not how, wow, the hair is not giving. The only custom content that I'm using is the Red Shelf by Amoeba. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not using any other custom content. This is fine. It's good. Every time I try to stream, things happen outside my room. So if you guys can hear, wood creaking or anything, that is people walking around. I think it's my dad. I said I don't want to spend too long, and I'm already spending too long on this. I wish it was easier to... I don't really like that hat. But I think I'll add facial hair. I wish we could, tag, because you know how in build mode, in every category you go into, if you filter out by like base game or whatever packs you want to use, it sticks in whatever category you click onto. You don't have to click onto a new category and also like choose base game. That's not how it works in Cast. This is very annoying. Watch. I'm gonna go into facial hair, and there's gonna be facial hairs that are not in base game. So it just makes it harder to sort through everything. I think I'm gonna give this guy a mustache. The hair's looking a little green, so I'm gonna change the hair to a different color. That's better. Moving on. You see what I mean? I have to filter out by packs every category I go into, which is not convenient. And it's also just not convenient. This is very annoying. It's also not convenient that base game does not have rancher style clothes. The rancher style clothes is really only available in the ranch expansion pack, which I forgot what it's called. But let's see, maybe there's button ups. I think I'm gonna stick with that. I think that's the best we're gonna get for base game. Ta-da! And then I'm gonna do that for party, hot weather, and cold weather as well. And then formal, it did not save the base game choice. Okay, I like those pants. There's no cowboy boots in formal. It's quite frustrating. I also don't like the different shades of things happening here. But I think that's the best we're gonna get. Also, I'm gonna remove accessories because it looks like he has a wedding ring on. I don't want him to have a wedding ring on. Since he's living in Oasis Springs, I think it's only fitting that we give him t-shirt and shorts. I think I'm gonna give him this t-shirt so that it doesn't tuck into the shorts. I don't think that's a cute look, in my personal opinion. These are Pride shoes. And then again, living in Oasis Springs, so I don't really want to give him pants. Okay, and then swimwear, I think that's all that we're missing. And then we're going to randomize the name, Winston Jacobs. That's good. Let's do Fortune, 5-star property owner. I know that's for rent. Why am I sounding echoey? I think that's just my room. Okay. I'm hearing my own echo. Okay, let's do ambitious since he wants to be a 5-star property owner. I've made a lot of my Sims ambitious as of recent, so I think I'm gonna do unflirty. Because I haven't done an unflirty sim in a while. I would do rancher, except for we don't have any animals on property, so I'm gonna skip that. And how about a nosy landlord? I have one of my sims that's nosy, so it's always fun. Okay, preferences. Decor country, which is nowhere to be found. I'm gonna do mission decor since he's living. I think it's my settings. Give me a second. Hey, it no longer echoes. And also patio. What am I, Australian? Patio decor. Sim characteristics. He likes neat sims. He dislikes rascals. There's no neat sims. He likes hardworking sims since he's a landlord, you know? Dislikes argumentative sims, dislikes ambitionless sims, and dislikes emotional decision makers. Because if he's gonna evict someone, he can't have you crying, you know? Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna play and finish building the rest of this lot. No. What is the cheat? I always forget this cheat. bb.enable free build. bb.enable free build. Thank you. Oh, what? Hello? it's not BB dot enable free real estate. I don't know the cheat. I'm gonna have to look it up. Testing cheat? True. Yes. Free. Oh my gosh. Why is this so hard? Free real estate on. Damn. Okay. And then I'm gonna build. So this is the landlord's house, and then I want to add some trailers on the sides here and then have a little like community garden something, you know? So that's what I'm gonna do. I have Pinterest pulled up, so if I miss any of you guys' chat comments, I'm really sorry. I always like to do my trailers 5 squares of width, because then that leaves, oh, well, okay, actually let me do 6. Because then that leaves space for all the rooms and stuff. And then for this one, I'm going to do a little, do I want to do that? I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'll just do like a roof instead. Okay, and then I'm going to section, right here is going to be the kitchen and living room. Now remember, this is a trailer, so the kitchen living room is going to look a bit shit. So it's going to be tiny. And for the trailers, I am going to raise the foundation more than this house. I don't want to copy exactly, so I'm not going to do that. And then on here, I'm going to do this roof like so. I don't like that roof actually. I always have trouble with that roof. Ta-da! And then I think on here, I'm going to add another of these roofs, and I'm going to bring it out a little bit like so. And then it has a little shade. And then while I'm doing that, let me turn on the base game filter and laundry day, because I always like to include washer dryer, as I have here, as you can tell. So base game and laundry day. And then while I build here, why don't we talk about what's going on in the K-pop community? Because let's be real, it's not good. I'm flabbergasted. I'm gonna be so honest. I am flabbergasted. So if you guys don't know what's going on in the K-pop community, let me just enlighten you. Yeah, it's not good. Like I said, I'm flabbergasted, and I'm actually like blown away. It keeps coming. It keeps going. So actually, I'm gonna switch the direction of that door like that. I think I'm gonna move the stairs over a little bit and then move this floor here like that. Okay. So, oh, that doesn't look good. Let me move the stairs back. So, basically, K-pop idols, as of recent, have decided to be racist. I'm not even kidding. Like, as you can tell, I'm speechless. I don't even know how to summarize this. Okay, first, Blackpink had some leaks. Now, this is nothing new. These are not leaks. Everybody's calling them leaks, but they are not leaks because they've been around for a long time. But it's basically videos of them when they were trainees saying the N-word, okay? Like I said, it's been around for a really long time. I'm shocked that people are shocked. You get what I'm saying? Because, like, this is nothing new. Like, we've seen this before. These are not leaked videos. Everybody's saying that the YG leaker leaked them. That is not true. That is false. These are videos of them as trainees saying the N-word, and like I said, they've been around for a really long time. So everybody who's saying that they're leaked, technically, yes, they are leaked, but they were leaked a long time ago. So that's what started first, and obviously the conversation surrounding K-pop idols and saying the N-word started up again, as it did I think I'm gonna make this bathroom a little bit bigger so that the washer dryer can fit in there. So the discourse that started when these videos were first leaked is starting back up again. So it's nothing new, right? The thing that is shocking though is that quite literally almost immediately after Kiss of Life decided to be included in the conversations about K-pop idols and the K-pop industry being racist. And they did that honestly in the worst way possible. Like, we could have had a conversation about how, yeah, our industry is very racist, but don't worry, you guys, we're making an effort to not be racist. We're making an effort to educate our fans on what is okay and what isn't okay, and why these things matter, and why these things are important. They could have said that. They did not say that. Instead, they decided to make a live stream celebrating Julie's birthday. And in said live stream, I can't even describe, I'm sure you guys have seen, I'm sure if you guys are on the internet, you guys have seen the live stream, but it's, Julie's birthday. The theme was 90s hip hop and rappers. The theme was rappers and 90s hip hop. 3 out of 4 members of Kiss of Life are Korean, and the one is from Thailand, kind of like Blackpink. So the theme is, 90s hip hop and rappers. You wouldn't know it from the live stream because they decided to dress up as caricatures of black people and Latino people, Mexican people to be exact, which is what I am. They decided to mock the mannerisms and basically just make fun of us. And I'm still in shock from that live stream. How do I, I don't even have words. It was so unexpected. It continues to be unexpected, and it continues to be the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And not in my entire life, but in my entire K-pop life, truly. And as if that weren't enough, there's more. A little after that, actually this might not be new. If it is new, please do correct me if I'm wrong. But to be honest, it doesn't feel new. It feels like it happened a while ago and people are bringing it up, as they should, because it was inappropriate. A member from Young Posse. Now, I don't follow Young Posse. You couldn't pay me to follow them. I'm gonna be so honest, you couldn't pay me to follow them. But a member of Young Posse decided to rap, as Young Posse does. Young Posse is quite honestly the most notorious K-pop group. Maybe next to XG, they are the most notorious K-pop groups for stealing from Black American culture. And this member decided that it would be funny if she, instead of singing the N-word, she changed the N with a Z. So, still sounded like the N-word, and she was smiling all the way through it, which was not surprising. I'm gonna be so honest. Yeah, I never got into Young Posse because of that, because, just the name alone should be enough to let you guys know what kind of group you're getting into. You get what I'm saying? But, everybody has different levels of awareness, and I'm not one to call people dumb. So, yeah. Also included in the leaks, quote unquote leaks, again, they are leaks, but they happened, they were leaked a long time ago. This conversation has been had, and I'm not saying, let's stop having the conversation. I'm just saying, this is nothing new. These are not new leaks. It's not like, YG was hiding. Let me rephrase that. It's not like YG was keeping those videos close to their chest. I guess in a way they were, because they kind of paid people off to stop talking about them, to scrub the videos from the internet, which is also crazy, if you ask me. But you get what I'm saying? It's not we've seen the leaks before, we've had and I'm not saying stop having the conversation. I'm just saying people are acting like this is new when it's not new. This YG leaker does not exist. They are not a thing. That they're not even a YG employee. honestly, a lot of people are saying like they probably quote unquote leaked the videos because of what's going on with Kim Soo-hyun. Because they were leaked on the same day that Kim Soo-hyun was having his press conference. And if you guys don't know, Kim Soo-hyun is a Korean actor who was being accused of, and to be honest, I believe these accusations, but I'm still gonna, say allegedly. But he was being accused of grooming another K actress who recently died. Rest in peace, Kim Se-ron. I really liked her as an actress. Honestly, her death is very, very sad. I watched Leverage Con Artists and it was an amazing show, and yeah, it's just her death is really sad. But her parents have come out and said that she committed suicide because of Kim Soo-hyun, because he groomed her. She was 15, he was 20 something years old when they got together, and when she got into her drunk driving incident, she was messaging him and being like, hey, can you please help me out, like I have so much debt. Because if you guys don't know, Kim Se-ron, when she had her drunk driving incident, she went around to the businesses that she hurt, and this is honestly like more than I would have done if I were her. I'm gonna be so honest. She was going around, not me getting emotional, I honestly have not, like, I didn't think that I was going to cry talking about her death, but she had her drunk driving incident, sorry. She had her drunk driving incident and she went around the businesses that were affected by her crashing into the breaker thing, the businesses who lost power when she crashed into the breaker, and she paid them, and she was massively, massively in debt. So she would message Kim Soo-hyun and she would be like, can you please help me out? Like, basically, like, we're in a relationship, I'm having a lot of trouble, can you put in a good word for me so that I can get hired on these shows? Because nobody wanted to hire her. She got fired from the Netflix show that she was in at the time of the accident. And if you look into Kim Se-ron's life, she has had just a terrible upbringing, and even then she still managed to put a smile on her face and do the work that she needed to do, which is very admirable in my humble opinion. So she, messaged him and he just would not answer, like he abandoned her, because it was quite unpopular to be seen hanging out around her. And she had to get a part-time job. Her life has just been horrible. I feel really sorry for her. So many things happened with Kim Se-ron that I honestly, I don't want to get into right now because then I'm going to cry even more. But basically, she was asking him for help. She was asking him to put in a good word for her, and help her get jobs, because it was, like I said, it was very unpopular to hire her, and he just ignored her. He didn't even like break up with her, he just ghosted her. So her parents are saying that that was the reason why she committed suicide, and yeah, I mean, that would drive me crazy as well. Like, that, it's awful. So because he was ignoring her, she became very depressed and took her own life. And her parents have, come out and said, like, you guys were in a relationship since she was 15, and that is where the public started getting, angry. Like, what do you mean he's been in a relationship with her since she was 15? He's like at least 10 years older than her. I think he was 27 when they got into a relationship. So he had a press conference, and on the day that he had the press conference, that is when these videos resurfaced by an alleged disgruntled YG employee, which is not true because, like I said, these leaks happened years ago. These are not new leaks. These are not new videos. We have seen these videos in the past. So a lot of people are saying, like, what if it's like a Kim Soo-hyun follower that saved these videos before they were scrubbed off the internet and is now, releasing them to get Kim Soo-hyun out of, to get the attention off of Kim Soo-hyun, which, if that was the goal, it worked, because not a lot of people talked about Kim Soo-hyun as much as they did about the leaks, about the videos of Blackpink and 21 singing the N-word. Not 21, I should clarify, CL from 21, so just the one member. Honestly, CL from 21, she was really putting her chest into the word. So it's been quite a week for K-pop stans. Specifically black K-pop stans. Yeah. It's been a lot. So, it was CL from 21, Jennie, Lisa, Rose, they all were filmed singing the N-word. And then after that, Kiss of Life did their live stream where they mocked Black American people and Chicana culture. And then after that, the Young Posse video. And then after that, believe it or not, XG, which is another notorious culturally appropriating group, came out with durags as merch. They're all Japanese. They sing in English, and they're being promoted in, or they're studying under a Korean company. None of them have any ties to black culture. None of them have any ties to durags or scarves or bonnets or whatever the hell else they are releasing as merch. So it's been a time. I don't know how you get past this as like a K-pop idol. Like, how do you just ignore it and like pretend like it didn't happen? Because a lot of K-pop idols, that's what they will do. They will do culturally insensitive things, and then they will act like it never happened, which is very interesting. I want to know how you have the consciousness to do that, or rather lack of consciousness to be doing that and to feel comfortable doing that too. I just don't know that I would feel comfortable if I were a K-pop idol, Hi! I'm doing good. Aside from, mourning late Kim Se-ron. I really liked her in Leverage. Did you just join my writing server? Because you got the same name. Oh, okay. Welcome to the writing server, and also welcome to my live stream. I'm just building a little trailer park here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not sold on this roof for the trailer. I don't know. Let me know what you think. How did you join my writing server? I didn't know that I had it linked anywhere. How did you do that? Do I have it linked in my link tree? What's going on? Well, I can't answer Discord messages right now because, as you can tell, I'm a little busy. But, sure. I will answer after the game. I'm still curious though. How did you get the invite? I'm gonna search up trailer parks on Pinterest. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do for this one. I'm going to add a little like bedroom out here because I saw one of the trailers on Pinterest had that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, like so. And then for the roof, I'm gonna try something different that I'm seeing on another Sims like trailer thing, like that. Theirs is curved, but honestly, I don't want to curve mine. And then on this room here, I think I'm just gonna do a little fence. What color should I make it? Kind of want pink. Kind of want a pink. Oh, fuck. I kind of want a pink trailer, so that's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, that is what is happening right now in K-pop. Again, I'm quite flabbergasted. I think I'm actually going to move this over like that and then have a little roof here like I did with this, except it's not gonna be, a roof. It's just gonna be that. I think I'm also gonna change the color of these to red, and then the accents can be red and the trailer itself can be pink. That's gonna look really cute. So I'm gonna do that on the game itself as well. Or the game itself. The roof itself. Oh, and then I need this on the roofs. Okay. What concrete? I think I'm going to use this concrete for both the roof and the little porch area. That's cute. I really like that. Okay. And then I always like to do, or I should say, I always need to do the interior first, like the layout first, before I figure out the windows. Sometimes I don't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And then again, I think I'm going to make, okay, actually, I'm going to move this over, like that, and then have the bathroom be a 3x3. I think that works the best. Okay, and then in all of my builds, I'm using this wood here because it just feels like trailer wood, you know? That sounds weird to say, but it feels like wood flooring of a trailer. I don't know why. Most trailers that I've been in have had carpets, but I don't like carpets. So instead I'm doing wood floor. I think carpets are evil. And then I've also been doing this in all of my builds, but kind of don't want to do that. Okay, I'll do these tiles instead, and then that way. Oh, but those don't match. No. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back to the other tiles. Or maybe these. But that's not really pink, is it? It's pink enough. That's fine. I don't know about the windows being here, because then the landlord can see in, and you can see into the landlord's building. So I think I'm going to move the windows over here. But then you can see into your neighbors. Whatever. There's a pink window. That feels right. I think, personally, where did these beds come from? I've never seen these beds. I'm gonna do the lesbian bed. Because they're, you know, this is pansexual. This is bisexual. This is trans, I think. Asexual. Also a lesbian flag. I don't know what that flag is. I think that's not a flag. And then this is gay guy flag. I said it so weirdly, but I think that's what that is. Like, you know, if you're a gay dude, that's the flag that you would use. Because you know how there's a lesbian flag? So there's also a guy. I'm explaining this so weirdly. Astronauts use this for the first selfie in space. Iconic. I used to not like the vacuum safe mirror because I was like, what is this? Like, why vacuum safe, you know? It kind of gave me the same vibe as the garlic scented mirror. Just like, don't invite vampires over to your space, you know? That's very pink. There's no pink toilet though. Oh, there is. Perfect. I don't like that shade of purple. Or that one. That's kind of gross. Ugh. Are you joking? I don't like AI. Get out of here. Out. How do I block you? Block. Sorry. You're blocked. I don't like AI. I don't want AI for my stream. Okay? I said this before when I also got a request for joining a Discord server. I only stream for fun. This is why I have very sporadic streams. I don't stream every day. I don't need help growing my stream. I don't need help making my stream look better because I don't want to. It's just casual streaming. I'm using an old ass computer to stream right now. I don't know how clear I could be on. I don't want help. I don't need help. That's kind of an ugly shade. Like, also, why wouldn't you tell me how you got into my writing server because I don't promote my writing server anywhere unless I have it linked somewhere that I just forgot that I had it linked. But that was kind of shady of you. What the hell? It's kind of shady of you to not answer my question when I asked you how you got into. Isn't that kind of ugly? I don't. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change the chairs. But there's no pink chairs. This is the pinkest apartment I've ever done. I wish there were. There are. It's just cheaper. Okay. I'm gonna have to sacrifice quality for the sake of aesthetic. I wonder if there's a pink sink. There is, but it's the shittiest quality sink. So, honestly, gold and pink, you can't go wrong. Imagine I did promote my writing server though, and I just completely forgot. That's my bad. There's no. I thought this would be pink, but it's not. Okay, that matches better. A pink trash can. Like, imagine you're watching a movie and then your partner goes and poops. I don't know if I like this placement, but it's fine. It's whatever. Okay. And now we gotta put flowers out here. Pink flowers. Ooh, or maybe red flowers. Hang on. Let me see what this has. Okay. I like the look of that. Ta-da! Now, I think I'm gonna do a little parking lot. Ooh, wait. How do I do the parking lot? I wish we had a flat fence in base game so that I could do the parking lot a lot easier. Because I don't want to use get to work just for. Oh, wait. I did. Okay. I was gonna say, I think I forgot to include washer dryer, but no, I did not. Because I usually use this fence for the parking lot, and then that way it's a lot more realistic. And then this I can just do a little like walking thing. Okay, and then here's how I get cars. You go transportation, and then you have to use the Better Build Buy pack to do exactly what I'm doing, or you can just do cheats. But I'm gonna do live edit and then add a little car. I actually need more asphalt. So, and then of course, not trucker, rancher needs a big ass truck. That's in character. Okay. Ta-da! I'm going to give up on this right now and then come back to this because I don't really like the look of this. I'm going to come back to it. In the meantime, I'm going to turn live edit off and start building a little community garden. Okay, what if I use gravel like that and then do that, and it's the gravel leading up to these houses? Do you see the vision? I hope you do. Okay, and then this area, what should it lead to? I don't know yet. That's what I'm gonna give up on. Because we can do a pool, but I don't know. I'm not sold on pool. I would have done a playground, but there's no space for kids here, you know? It's mostly just adults living in here, so maybe I could do like a grilling area, like a get together, like neighbor party. I think I could also extend the parking lot, like 2 more parking spaces. And then, it can be like visitor parking space, that kind of thing. Oh, but then this would need to be closer to here, so let me rearrange some things. Honestly, though, Strangerville is better for this fence. So I think instead of Get to Work, I'm gonna do Strangerville. Because this fence, honestly, I like it better. And it's cheaper. And also, Strangerville just matches the aesthetic of Oasis Springs better because it's also set in Southwest America, so. I'm thinking of extending this to make this into a family home and then I can have a playground. Because it doesn't really make sense to have a playground and then not have space for kids inside the homes, you know? Where are there 2 different pirate gyms? Oh, this one's. Is it smaller? Okay, let me put them side by side because I can't. It is. Is it? It's not smaller. So why are there 2 different ones? You know what's also just like shocking about these K-pop idols singing the N-word is that they don't apologize. And frankly, I think the reason why they don't apologize is because they just don't care about their black fans. Like, no other reason makes sense to me as to why they're not apologizing. Okay, I'm gonna put the furniture in here first before copying and pasting, because when you copy and paste, it gets rid of your search parameters, so I don't want to do that. Because then I have to go through the trouble of finding everything again. I think I'll do a bunk bed, and then that way down here, actually I'm gonna change I'll change the paint of the room. And then down here, I can put a desk. Maybe this could be like a single parent and their child. Because there's honestly not much space for a whole family. Oh, man. Okay, what if I move the trash can? That sounded very, Chicago of me. Okay, actually, I'm gonna move the trash can over here. And then I can be a parent with 2 kids. Single parent, 2 kids. And then instead of the desk being there, I can just do another bed. Don't let me forget to fix the roof. Because I need to fix the roof too. I can do a desk on this side of the bedroom. And then move this. Why is my eye twitching? And do the dollhouse right there. And the laundry bin. I don't really like that though. Hang on. What if I put the desk here and the laundry there, and then they can have a little lamp right there. And then we also need the little thing that keeps the monsters away. Even though I don't really know if it works. Let's see. Did you see what I mean? It got rid of all the filters. Hi! Please don't be a spammer. I've had my fair share of spammers. I am having a wonderful day. How is your day going? I'm gonna use the tool mod to scale this up. Let's do 1.2. A little bit more. 1.35. That looks good. Okay, and then on the side here, I can do a grill. And then have it be like, neighborhood party type thing. It's going good. I unfortunately had a spammer that mysteriously found a Discord server of mine. Still don't know how. And they wouldn't tell me, which is also shady. But other than that, it's going really well. Thank you for asking. Okay, so we got this here. And then I need a bench, so I'm gonna add a bench. And then I'm gonna change the color of it so that it doesn't blend into the gravel. I usually play, well, not anymore, but I used to play Call of Duty Mobile. And I think I even streamed a few on this channel, but I don't anymore because it honestly just got ridiculous. If you follow me on TikTok, I think you would know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Are you gonna promote something to me? Because if you are, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Or are you just genuinely curious? I'm genuinely curious as to why you're asking why I haven't upgraded my channel. You know what? As a little fun for me, I'm gonna do little tire marks. Like that. Isn't that cute? It's looking good. Question mark. Oh. I forgot about the roof. Yeah, I did. I put a room up here. Let me also extend that. I think you were gonna promote something to me, weren't you? Because I asked you to leave. You still haven't answered my question. I'm gonna say it again for those in the back. The reason why my stream looks the way that it does, the reason why I'm using my computer's webcam, the reason why I have bad lighting in here, the reason why there's no extra fluff on my stream is because I don't stream often. There would be no point in me getting a subscription for anything because I don't stream that often. It's just not something that I'm interested in. I don't want to be a famous streamer. I don't want to, do any of that. So that's why. And I'm not interested in any subscriptions or subscription services or anything of the like, because I just don't stream often. I don't need to be paying for something that I don't use. I'm not done. I know that I'm not done, but I think I'm gonna move on for now. Yeah, so that's why it just isn't, that's why my stream looks the way that it does. Okay, let's see, how much longer? I got 30 minutes left of this stream, so what I want to do, I don't want to do something that's going to take me forever, because this took me an hour and a half and I'm still not done. The reason why I'm going here is because I already have a diner built, and it's in my library, hopefully. So, because sometimes I'll be deleting stuff. I think it was on here. Let me see. By the way, if you want to follow me on the gallery, It's Sappho Lily with one P. Okay, it's gonna be in my catalog. 30 by 20. Okay, so I need to move on to the other. Yeah, I usually just upload my streams on my YouTube channel, and that's, I don't get views on my YouTube channel either. So, okay, it was on, I knew it was, I forgot where I was going with that. I'm gonna face this way. Here's my, oh, it's backwards. I don't know what this here is. Oh, it's just plants. Here's my annoyance with Dine Out, and I wish they would do a pack refresh for Dine Out so that they could fix these massive booths here. What is this, Oh, I was gonna be like, excuse me? Yeah, I think I'm gonna change, and then more people can go to the bathroom rather than just 3. Okay, here's what I like to do for bathrooms. I like to, let me show you. I like to do individual little stalls since the Discover University stalls and the high school year stalls, they're not, I don't like them. So I do this instead. Okay, and my pack filters are still on, so I'm gonna get rid of that. It's really easy how you can just get rid of that by doing the eye picker thing. Quite convenient. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of that because, typically you wash your hands, soap and water, and then you move over to the paper towel dispenser, which is here. Okay, and as you guys can see, this is Georgie's Diner, which is in St. Augustine. Oh, that's right. I got rid of the toilets. I forgot I got rid of the toilets. It's in St. Augustine, I'm pretty sure. So it's a little replica of Georgie's Diner. Hopefully I did it justice. Wow, this entire fence has been removed. Let me change that. I really don't like how there's grass here, because then that's not very, convenient for the parking. Maybe I should have done the parking over here, but then the entrance is going to be over here, and I don't really like that. Oh, I still need the toilets. That's what I was doing. Okay, and then here's a tip, a little building tip. If you want to duplicate items without going into the eyedropper tool, you just hold shift before clicking and it duplicates. Because if you don't hold shift, it just, it disappears. But if you do hold shift, it duplicates. Some items duplicate on their own, but I can't remember what items as of right now. But if you hold shift for too long, make sure you're only holding shift right before you set your item down, because if you hold shift all the way down, the entire time that you're placing items, it'll make it so that the brackets no longer work to change the size of things. So, oh, and these doors are backwards, so I'm gonna fix that. Ugh. That's not fixing. I'm gonna do pack filter for Dine Out, and then search for this little table menu. I really like having these table menus. Actually, I think I'm gonna put the table menus just on these, and then for, oh, where'd they go? For the bigger tables, we'll do some table lilies. Table me's. I always make that joke. Yeah, okay. I think this just needs to be a singular. Oh. Table menu. Oh, but then you can't get, okay, so I'll just remove. And then, of course, I forgot to paint this when I uploaded it to the gallery, because why wouldn't I? Okay, I need this. Oh, there's already, okay, remove that. The inside, I know it does not look exactly like Georgie's Diner in St. Augustine. However, I was limited by The Sims. So, that is my excuse. It's not my fault. Okay? It's the fault of The Sims. Thank you. Okay, and then for these lights here, I used the High School Years RG Bright strip lights. And then I used the Tool mod, I think. Or tried to use the Tool mod to raise them and add like lights on the side here, but it just did not work out. So, because that's what the Georgie's Diner in St. Augustine looks like. It has two strips of light. And then it also has two exits. The parking lot, and then I think this fence also got removed, so let me replace that. And if I remember correctly, no, I did not remember that correctly. And then these serve as little like parking lot stoppers. So this is my rendition of Georgie's Diner, available on my gallery. This is honestly awful. No shade. No tea, no shade. But yeah. This is still supposed to be New Orleans. Because if you guys didn't know, Willow Creek is based off of New Orleans. So this is still like an extension of Willow Creek. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. So this is still very much so inspired by New Orleans, and this reminds me more of a motel rather than a store. But they did try to do New Orleans inspired. Look at this. The river. Actually, this might be across the river from New Orleans. Like, New Orleans is over there, and then this is, you know, the city across the river, which I don't know what it is. Let's actually go into tab mode. Let's check it out. The river goes right into the buildings right there. This world is so small. Typically, you can... Oh, I wonder if you can walk over here. Oh, you can, because you can fish. Okay. And then there's also a bathroom there. I wonder where the trolley goes. There's no connection. That was very enlightening. Let me take a look at this and see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Typically, diners will have wait areas. Oh, actually, let me do half wall trims. Let's do this one right there. Typically, diners will have like a seating area by the host stand, so then if there's a long wait, you can just sit out here. But I looked on Google and it doesn't look like Georgie's Diner has any of that, so I'm actually going to bring the mat inside. Ooh, and I'm also going to, this is the host stand, right? Yeah, there's a phone there. But here, I'm going to put a phone for the to-go. I'm going to filter out by base game. It's not here. Oh, it is. I'm just blind. I just can't see. I'm going to put this for to-go orders. Because diners tend to have phones near this area here so that they can do to-go orders, especially after the pandemic. I used to work in a diner, if you couldn't tell. Oh, you know what? I need to look up pictures again. I'm sorry, okay. Georgie's Diner, St. Augustine. I wish I could show you guys the pictures so you can see what I'm seeing. Like, there's no better windows than this. Also, it looks like the bathrooms are over here on this side. Like, I could use the get to work windows, but then they'd be too low. And then if I raise them, they're too high. This is a dilemma. So I stuck with those windows. Okay, and then it looks like they also... This is ridiculous. I just want everyone to know that. I wish we could get a dine out refresh. And there's none of that. Look. Good gracious. Honestly, even the swatch is wrong. But there's no matching swatch. I'm upset. Okay, wait. There is in this one. This is a matching swatch, but I have to make sure that there's a bar like that. Okay, there's one. Where's the bigger one? Is it this one? It's not that one. I could have swore there was a dine out equivalent of these, but there isn't. Okay. And as I was saying, they also have a TV right there for sports. And they also have the RGB, let me see, where are these? All around. You hear my accent right now? Okay, this is upsetting. I'm gonna get rid of these. And I'm gonna get rid of this. And I'm gonna get rid of this too. Okay. And I'm gonna do a bathroom. Now you might be wondering, a bathroom? Don't you already have a bathroom? Yes. Shut up. This is very stressful for me. I'm not gonna do that because I know that I have different wall colors. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the bathrooms right here. And I'm gonna copy and paste from the already existing bathrooms. Stick with me here, okay? I can't really tell what that is, but I know there's a door here. And there's art. So, as it turns out, there is no sidewalk down here. It's just this. That means my streaming time is over officially, but I'm gonna finish this. Give me a second. Oh, and then I need a second parking space. And that's that, you know? Okay. Oh wow, you can see me so much better. Thankfully, the lighting improved. You know what I just realized? The outside is not this color. The tables are also white, but there's no white tables in the dine out pack. This is me realizing I might have to redo the whole diner. I'm not going to do that though. The outside took too long. I wish people would take pictures of the inside. Ugh, are you kidding? Yeah, I wish people would take pictures of the bathrooms. That would make this particular build infinitely easier. You know what would also make this build infinitely easier is if The Sims did a dine out refresh and gave us smaller booths. Because restaurants only have booths this big. And you know what? I'm gonna remove that too. Restaurants only have booths this big sporadically, unless you're in Texas Roadhouse. Otherwise, not very many diners have booths that big. Oh, I already did the mirrors. I was trying to grab the trash can. Okay, and then over here, I can do more seating, which is always great. You always want to have more seats. Which is why not very many diners have booths that big. Because the bigger the booth, the smaller the area to eat. Or, no, the smaller the restaurant capacity. Because really, those kinds of booths can only accommodate families, like, of. Wouldn't you know it, I forgot toilets again. Now that's crazy. Okay. Let me add the toilets first. As I was saying, if you have really big booths, your restaurant no longer has the space to seat like two people parties, which is very important for you to have in a diner because it just is. Just trust me on this, okay? The more tables that you have, the more and I'm talking tables specifically. I'm not talking like seating areas. I'm not talking like capacity, but the more tables that you have, the more servers you can hire, and the more servers you can hire, the more money you make. Actually, it's the other way around because it's, restaurant industry. So the more tables that you have, the more money you make, and the more servers you can potentially hire. Doesn't mean you will, but it means you can potentially hire new servers. Not a lot of restaurants hire servers, though, even though they need them. If you ask servers, like, what is... Oh, I remember why I did that. Yeah. If you ask any server you know, like, what is the worst day you've ever had? Or have you ever had to work on your own? Like, have you ever had to do multiple jobs in one shift? A lot of servers are going to be like, yeah, yep. Because a lot of restaurant managers like to exploit their servers. Let's just put it that way. Okay, also, I would like white tables. I wish you could filter out by length of table. Okay, that's a good white table. That kind of looks like what I'm seeing in the pictures. The tables have rounded corners, which none of these... I was going to say, none of these have rounded corners. There's one. The tables that I'm seeing in the pictures are shiny. If you were to ask me, do you recommend building... Oh, you know what? I keep interrupting my own thoughts. If you were to ask me, do you recommend that I, copy a build off of Google? I would tell you, no, I don't recommend it. Because every time I look at these pictures, I see a new thing that I missed, which is upsetting. Sorry, I'm contemplating making the bathroom a little bit smaller, but the thing with Georgie's Diner is that they sell Greek food. So let me actually read the menu to you guys. They got meatloaf, liver and onions, chicken parmesan. They got heavy food. Pasta Alfredo. Sorry, some of these I cannot pronounce, and I'm not going to try because I don't want to offend anyone. But they have heavy food. You get what I'm saying? So they need a bathroom. But you see, in the pictures, here we have a booth. We got a 2-person booth. This is another thing that's frustrating with The Sims, is that there's no, like, okay, there's 2 of these tables. Let's see, where is it? Around the Sun table, and then once more around the Sun. Okay, and they're part of the same set. They were both designed by Hey Harry, which is, do you guys see what I'm seeing right now? Now that's another thing that's frustrating. Matching swatches. What is that? But they don't have, okay, back to my original thought, they don't have one of these smaller tables that fits that. Even though you have formal mission dining table, where's the other one? The swatches don't match on that one either. You got this one, and you got this one. They're all part of the same set. Even though they don't look like it, they are. These 2 match. But the smaller one doesn't. So I could do this, but it's not shiny. I mean, neither is this one, but you see what I mean? Like, I guess I'll settle for that. I mean, I guess. Okay. And then I need to redo these tables. Would this table be better? I think so. Also, hang on a second. Here's what I'm gonna do. That floor is ugly. Since the floor at Georgie's Diner is checkered, I'm going to hand checker it. Hopefully I don't mess up, because that would be awful. You know what though? Okay, I know I said previously that I wouldn't recommend copying. That looks really good. Okay, this is why I said I wouldn't recommend taking an image off of Google and trying to copy it in The Sims. But I actually would recommend that. If you want your build skills to get better, I would recommend that. I do think that is a very important thing for you to do as someone who wants to develop your build skills. Because then you learn more about what it is that you are building. And you learn more techniques, and you learn more, hello? And you learn more about the game. Which is important if you... This is so frustrating. You know, I'm really torn on Inzoi because it uses AI to do a lot of things. And I'm not comfortable with that. as you saw in the live stream, I had to block someone because they recommended that I use AI. You joined my writing server and you think I'm gonna be for generative AI? You're not very good at promoting your shitty product, okay? But at the same time, I see how easy it is to create your own world in Inzoi, and I kind of want that. But then you can also do the same thing in Paralives, you know? So it's like, and Paralives, to my knowledge, is not using AI. Okay, I'm also going to make these smaller because they're kind of just in the way of the sidewalk. Also, there is no sidewalk here. Do I care? Not anymore, no. Nope. So, I'm just not going to remove it. Actually, what is this? What is that? It's a light. Okay, you know what I'm also going to do? Let me see if I can find a good one. Maybe I should do tile. This looks more like it. Or how about some of this? It needs to be shiny. Okay, let's take a look inside. Yeah. Okay. That's perfect. Okay, now all it needs is for me to take a look at a few more pictures. That looks like Harry Styles. Okay, I think I'm gonna use... I think City Living would be best. That looks almost identical. I think what would actually be better if I use this, but like smaller. Like that. And then make this smaller too. Oh, also, a register. Do robbers go into restaurants? Do we know? And then finally, I will do these RGB lights, honestly, all over. And then I'm going to re-upload this to the gallery because I'm honestly a lot happier with this version than the previous version. It's so bright in here. Honestly, kind of ridiculous. Amazing. Okay, and now it's time to change these lights here. Honestly, it's kind of yellow. So I'm doing a warm white. Okay, and then these also here. There's two lights in here. Honestly though, I think I'm gonna get rid of these lights because in the pictures that I'm seeing, they have different lights. I'm gonna leave that one there. But the other lights, honestly, don't provide much brightness. Like, this is ideally what I would like to have, but you see that? I also wish they had lights like these, but the long rectangular ones, because that's what's in the picture. Ooh, okay, wait a minute. Actually, I just noticed something. They have something like this. Okay. Ugh, I placed that wrong. Okay, and then here is where they have those lights that I wish the Sims games had. Also, this seems to jut out more, so there's no... I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. Because this kind of looks like it's going in a little bit, but I can't move this in without making this completely useless. And I could move this up, but then this table would need to go. I don't want that table to go, because that table is there in the pictures. Okay, they have several of these, so I think I'm just gonna place two. And then place one of these up here. This table doesn't have it, so okay, I think I'm done. Now, I know this is not how the diner looks in real life, because in real life, diners are a lot more complicated looking than this, but like I said, we are working with the resources that the Sims have, so you know, this is the best that we're gonna get. I think also maybe I should add another one of these windows here. Okay. And you know what else I forgot? But otherwise, what are we thinking? This, by the way, I used a platform to make this thick and then just put the roof there. But on the pictures, it has two of these lights. Unfortunately, I cannot place lights there. Let me show you. It won't let me go higher. Maybe I could raise, no. I can. Okay. This is the best. And I don't think I can change, no, I can't. You can only change the color in game. This is very time consuming. But again, it's a great way to study how buildings look. The issue with, or at least my biggest issue, do I really want to do these all over? No, not really. But anyway, as I was saying, my biggest issue with copying, not like for you guys, but for me personally, is that The Sims doesn't lend itself to that. Does that make sense? Like, a lot of homes in real life make use, or would make use, if you really wanted to copy them, like frame by frame, would make use of grand spiral staircases, diagonal staircases, half tile walls. Because you know how we can only do walls like for one tile? Let me finish this and then I'll show you. So, like, a lot of houses, if you wanted to build the houses that you're seeing in everyday life in The Sims, you would need to not, like, you would need a completely different game. And maybe not even a game, maybe just like an architecture program or something like that, you know? Because The Sims just doesn't have the capabilities that you would need to build a house, like an in real life house. Okay, how come this is much easier to do than the ones over there? What's going on? Okay, this is much faster. Because I only have to worry about the height, I don't have to worry about the placement. Also, for a lot of in real life builds, you need a lot more packs. Like, you can't just rely on the base game and then a couple of packs here and there to build buildings in real life. You need, like, I would never be able to do this here that I'm doing, the double line thing, had it not been for me having the high school years pack. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know why I got high school years. I think I got it because of the high school. I can't be sure. Because the trailer for it did not look that appealing to me. Okay, I'll come back and fix that later. But see, I'm glad I got the high school years pack because now I can do this, you know? Which also, like, the base game and Willow Creek, that's my biggest gripe against the Sims team, is that they built a world inspired by New Orleans. Where's all the New Orleans flair? You got a couple of things, but it's mostly just jazz posters, jazz paintings. Like, yeah, New Orleans has jazz. There's a lot of jazz inspired things in New Orleans, but it's not just about jazz. Okay, let me see if I can fix these here because I don't know what was going on. Like, you know what else is in New Orleans? Ghosts. Just off the top of my head. And yet they had to do the paranormal stuff back later. Like, you could have done a more expansive ghost thing in the base game if you really wanted to be, you know, inspired by New Orleans. Or if you really wanted your world to be inspired by New Orleans, because New Orleans is not just about jazz. They have ghosts there. They got vampires there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Arizona is also not just about the desert, which is what, you know, Oasis Springs is inspired by. Okay, now let me see if I can do this. This room. Red. Yes. I did it. And then let's see what it looks like at night. Do you see that? Yeah. I don't really do streams with other people. Sorry, I couldn't see. I was really focused on the lights. I didn't see your message. But this game is really easy to play. Like, it's just The Sims. I don't know. It's pretty self-explanatory. Ta-da! Okay. I'm really proud of this. I don't know, I think, okay, I think I tried to do the press 9 to raise thing. You can also watch Sims YouTubers and then, you know, get and know how to play the game. So if you don't know how to play The Sims, there's a lot of YouTubers that do less I can't talk, that do let's plays and they show you how to play the game. Also, what I'm noticing is that there's windows on the side of here. Also, the base game is free, so is it still free? Last I checked, it was free, but I bought the base game before it was free, so, you know, I couldn't tell you now. Honestly, though, there's been a lot of influx in, like, Sims spaces of, I think it's teenagers being like, please help me, I don't know how to play The Sims, like, what buttons am I supposed to press? Like, what, are you dumb? And I'm not saying this about this commenter, by the way, because, you know, it's not you. But, like, I'm thinking specifically about this Sims Discord that I was in, where somebody came into the Discord server, and they were like, I downloaded The Sims, what do I do now? And we were all like, what do you mean, what do you create a Sim? You know, like, as soon as you enter The Sims, it tells you, like, new game, and then as soon as you click new game, or new save, or whatever, it directs you to create a Sim. So you know, you play around with the settings, you play, like, why are you asking us? You're the one with the game. You know what I mean? And again, no shade to this commenter. But yeah, that was just so memorable. I was like, you can't be for real. Like, why would you get The Sims if you don't know how to play? And we were all like, well, don't you watch, like, YouTubers? And they were like, no, I only watch TikToks. Like, okay, well, that's your problem then. you need to be watching YouTubers, because YouTubers, they tell you, like, they show you all of the tips and tricks. And they were like, yeah, but I don't have the attention span for that. Then what are you doing playing The Sims? To play The Sims, you need a high attention span. Anyway, that was just so memorable. I wonder if you can change... Yeah, okay. It just looks red. It's basically the conclusion that I've come to. Okay, honestly, this side only has one window, so this is why we need 2 tile booths. Okay, because these are 3 tiles. And really, only 2 Sims can sit in here. And if you have them against a wall like this, they can't scoot over. So you only have 1 Sim sitting. We need a dine out refresh. Severely. Expeditiously, actually. Because if I had 2 tile booths, I could, cut this down and then move this over here, and then I could extend this, make the bathroom bigger, and get rid of this window at the very least. We don't have that though. So, it is what it is. Otherwise, if you Google Georgie's Diner, St. Augustine on Google, and you go to images, do that right now. Tell me this doesn't look the same. You can't, because it looks the same. I'm actually quite proud. This is great. I love this. And then obviously over here is the employee exit where, employees go to smoke. If you've never worked in a restaurant, a lot of employees smoke in restaurants. So, that's what this is for, and also the garbage. I'm quite proud. Maybe I should make another parking lot here, just before I put this into the, okay, I'm going to show you how to make a parking lot. First, you want to grab cushiony concrete, because cushiony concrete is, cushiony concrete is the closest you have to this sidewalk concrete. This is going to be the employee parking lot. And then you want to grab no so drab slab, okay? Place that down. And then you want to go into fences, and if you only have base game, you can use this fence here because it's low to the ground. But if you have Strangerville or if you have Get to Work, you can use Fence for window shopping or Illusion of Fence. So you can use Illusion of Fence, Smooth Keeper, or Fence for window shopping. And you want to go into the white swatch, and you want to outline your parking lot. Now, typically, I like to have my parking spaces be 3 tiles wide. So, that's, this is 3 tiles wide. 1, 2, 3. And then you want to go into transportation. So, go into objects by room, outdoors, transportation, that's where the bike is. And then you want to filter out or use a cheat. You can use a cheat. I use the Better Build by mod by Twisted Mexi because it's so much easier. But you want to go into live edit and you'll find the cards there. I'm actually gonna switch this one out for this since it's more compact. And ta-da, we have the employee parking lot. And so this is why I like the Twisted Mexi Better Build By, is because you can get rid of the live edit debug cheat. If you just use the cheat, there's no getting rid of it. And there's so many debug things. Honestly, it's a nightmare to scroll through. So with the mod, you'd no longer have to. This is it. This is, Oh, okay. I was gonna say, maybe I should add a garbage can somewhere around here. You know what's really annoying in restaurants, though? Is that they don't have a garbage can for customers to... I'm gonna get rid of this mat. There's a picture that shows that there's a mat here. so that's why I put it in there, but I'm gonna get rid of it. What's most annoying is when restaurants and even just like sidewalks don't have garbage cans for you to use. Like, they don't have garbage cans. So, like, because a lot of the time, since I have a very runny nose, a lot of the time I have to like blow my nose, right? But I don't want to put my snotty napkin on the table. That's not good. That's not what I want to do, so I have to throw it away. But I also don't want to hand it to the waiter, to the server, so that they can get, because it's a snotty napkin. So I wish they had garbage cans that were not just, bathroom garbage cans, but that were garbage cans out here. But I guess since I have a bathroom garbage can. Okay. And then we're gonna go into restaurant configuration, and since it's a more classy, or not classy, casual, I'm gonna change the outfits. Like so. They have gloves! Perfect. I was gonna add gloves myself. And then I completely forgot. Are they get to work gloves? Did I do that? That looks like something I would have done. Okay, and then I'm also gonna change the hosts to be a lot more casual, like that. I like the waiters' outfits. Edit a custom menu. Let's see. This is where I look into the actual menu. Okay, they have breakfast. I wish we could make bread like in The Sims. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of times, they also, I was gonna say, they also don't have French toast. They do. You know what? This is looking pretty. Where's the cheese? Okay, there's the cheesecake. That looks more like flan, but okay. Outfit's good. Everyday attire, that's good. And now, to save this to the library. Now that's just a crime. Recreation George's Diner in St. Augustine. Hope you like it and hope it is similar enough. Making diners in Sims is pretty hard, especially when you've never been to the diner. Haha. The menu options are pretty bad. I apologize. What is this? Oh, St. Augustine, Florida. My dyslexia. Sorry. Safaluli builds. Let me add, or let me remove build. Okay. Let me do St. Augustine, Florida. Okay, and then also no pack restrictions. I needed a lot of the packs. Okie dokie. So the reason why I added no pack restrictions is because on my builds, I usually restrict myself to 3 packs. 3 or less, I should say. Can you believe a cream cheese side is $1? So if you want a bagel and you want cream cheese on your bagel, you gotta not only pay for the bagel, which is $3.50, you also have to pay $1 for the cream cheese. So it comes out to be $3.50 plus tax. But anyway, on my builds, I restrict myself to 3 or less packs so that it's accessible to everyone. And usually those 3 packs will be base game and laundry day, plus the other pack that I'm doing in whatever world I need to do. So if I'm building in city living, it'll be base game, laundry day, city living. And then if I add any other packs for whatever reason, I always add in the comments, like, this pack was used for this, but you can remove it, right? Like, if I want to have a gym, I'm going to be using base game Spa Day, but then I'm also going to be using either Discovery University or Snowy Escape, and then in the comments I will write Snowy Escape or Discovery University used for the shower, but you can switch it out for whatever shower you have available. Oh, I said no pack restrictions, and yet it's only 5 packs. 6 packs. I can't count. Plus base game. Okay, and then I'm going to go into my library and remove the previous Georgie's Diner. I wish you could change the picture. Because this one, as we saw, had a lot of issues. Let's see, how do I... Okay, remove from gallery, thank you. See, all my builds are pack limited unless stated otherwise. So, like, for example, this one. Oh, I didn't do comment. Hold on. This one. I did... I tried to limit myself, but, like, there's a lot of things, like, for example, here. Mostly used base game, get to work, get together, and spa day because I needed a cafe and a spa. Or not a spa, a gym. So I said packs used are base game, get to work, get together, and spa day. Extra packs used for decor are eco lifestyle for trash can in the back, snowy escape for showers, and laundry day for washer dryer. Apartment units are empty and can be decorated. So that's where, that's where this and this comes from. And then in the comments I wrote for rent, used for the ability to have apartments, not for any decor. And this was base game only because it's empty, as you can see. Let's see, what did I write here? Painted and decorated house for family doctors, used mostly base game, horse ranch, dream home decorator, laundry day, and snowy escape. Also used seasons, everyday clutter kit, and vintage glamour for extra decor, but they are not necessary. My voice is leaving. And also used high school years, which was one thing that surprised me. I was like, where did I use high school years? I don't know. Packs user, base game, and get to work. I'm not content with the police station. I also forgot to remove this. That's my bad. I'm not content with the police station, but the thing with the police station is that these doors are really hard to use, and you don't notice it until you go into play and all of the prisoners are out because you fucked up the doors. This one I did not restrict myself on. Yeah, I forgot to give a description for this one. Whoops. Anyway, that's my work. And I think I'm gonna go because I've been streaming officially for over 2 hours now, plus the test that I did earlier to check out my audio. Do you see that? Now, unfortunately, Dine Out doesn't really work, so you could visit the diner, and, it's just, we really do need a Dine Out refresh. These are all the packs that I don't have, because, except for this one. I wish I could see the world. I wish it would let me see the world. But I don't really want Cupid's Corner. I just want the world. What the hell is this? What is that? This hair is cute. But these kind of look like recreations of other hairs that we've had. This one's new. This one looks like a vampire's recolor. That's cute. This one looks like, Island Living. And this one looks like the Brazil Mardi Gras pack. Same with this one. That lipstick looks awful. Ooh, let's look at the build mode items. Okay, another swing set. I wish we had a base game swing set, though. I don't know what that is. I wish I would tell you. Because, like, this could be a tile, or this could be rug. A rug, sorry. This could be a table, or it could just be decorations. That chair is nice. Ooh, I like that couch. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's the little thingies that go outside of buildings. A mailbox. Okay. Ooh, I like that elevator. Okay. Okay, more workout equipment. Uh, Table recolor. Okay. Not happy with that. I like this desk. What is that? More posters. See, Love Struck, the world, I'm guessing it's supposed to be inspired by Mexico, like Mexico City. I wish there would be more Mexican things. This one is one that I don't really want. That's nice though. But I don't really want wizards. Everybody's saying, like, I wish we would have, like, fairies and stuff and zombies or whatever. I don't really want that. Fairies? Yes. Zombies? No. Which is why I also don't have the werewolves back. Because I don't want werewolves in my game. That's cute. That's really cute. Do they still have Journey to Batu? They do. Honestly, I forgot about this. But I know Dr. Ashley bought it for these tiles. And Dr. Ashley is a Sims YouTuber. Anyway, I do want outdoor retreat. They got a panda costume. Ooh, I like that hair. They have inflatable beds. Anyway, okay. But yeah, thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!